And we are live once again. It is so good to be here with the lovely Jackie. How are you, Jackie?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good. Now, I am super excited to have you on the show because we were just chatting, and I just want to talk to you about Healers Academy and why you chose to go to Healers Academy, because your background, is extensive in holistic practices. So you could have chosen any number of different paths. You're
Mm.
successful, you have your own practice already, and what? So why choose the Healers Academy at the Modern Mystery School, and then what you really thought of it when you got there? Would you mind sharing with us?
Yeah, totally. I think the reason it's difficult to explain, right? Because I think with most things in the mystery school, you just aren't exactly sure. It's like there's a voice telling you to do it, and it doesn't make sense, and you don't understand why, and you've never heard of a life activation, and you've never heard of Empower Thyself, and you've definitely never heard of Healers Academy. Um, but then you sort of start doing these things and responding to those calls, right? And then when you respond, magic happens. So I started attending max meditations at the very beginning of lockdown, and it just kind of unfolded really naturally from there. Um, but when it came to healers, I got an email just a couple of months after I did Empower Thyself. So that was, I think I did Empower in August, and maybe the email went out like in September. And I just saw it and thought, I have to go. And I live in Barcelona, but the the Healers Academy email was for Toronto. And I just knew, like, I'm gonna make this happen. I don't know how, but I will. And a lot had to happen in order to get there, like, at that time, I wasn't allowed into the country without vaccination, so I had to get vaccinated, and, different things need to unfold, as they often do when you're about to kind of jump to the next level.
Yeah, you had to work hard and actually push and feel that stretch to get there. I think that's something that we all have in common.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's always a little something that's like, "This maybe would be easier if I just didn't."
Oh, so when you actually got there, so you've overcome all of this, and of course I was there in your Healers Academy, so fabulous. So I know,
Yeah.
so that was wonderful. But can you tell us from your perspective what Healers Academy was really like?
Um, well, Healers Academy was huge. I was really quite surprised being in the UK and in Europe. I had attended a lot of smaller classes, and it was just like me and my guide and maybe a few other people. And then you land at Healers Academy, and it's like, boom. So really, like, the whole community comes together, which is so, so cool. And I just felt like I was like at the red carpet, like at the Oscars or something, but like I didn't really belong. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I love it, but I'm a little scared, but I love it. Um, so that was sort of the external part. But as far as class goes, I mean, it's beautiful. It's it's beautiful. The energy of healers is like, it makes me wanna cry just thinking about it, really, because it's such a sacred and safe and warm and welcoming space, and like, I owe a lot to having attended healers, I really do.
Yeah, I can completely understand that. Yeah, it's hard to put into words, isn't it? That
Mhm.
just, the energy and the care that goes into it,
Yeah.
and so you obviously, you've got a wide a background, a wide span of experience and background and trainings and such like. And Healers Academy what would you say, has changed in your life since then? How is it?
Yeah. This is the best question. It's like simultaneously everything and nothing. I really left Healers Academy feeling like, wow, I have no idea what just happened. And it really unfolded over the course of the next several months. And what I found was that the foundations that I had built in my life needed a bit of shifting. So I had shifts professionally, I had shifts personally, and and they were all like maybe the things that felt really hard before attending Healers just unfolded in a totally natural way, and, like, I'm not gonna say I wasn't pushed because that's not true, I was, but it was like I came out stronger, I came out knowing that I had something to offer, and that was a lot of the healing. I mean, a lot of personal healing happens in Healers Academy, right? You learn how to do healings, but so much of it is for you as well, and so yeah, so I came out really feeling, like, stronger, like I could do the things that maybe felt difficult or impossible or like a stretch before.
That's really a really amazing point, because I think we forget sometimes just how much healing takes place in Healers Academy for us. Yes, we're coming out with this amazing modality of the life activation, but we receive our second step initiation and all this healing happens. And it's just, for me, the same. For me, the same.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's important to recognize too that, like, the before change happens, we often feel quite resistant and quite nervous about it, but then when you're actually undergoing it, it was like nothing. First of all, nothing really that wild happened, right? It wasn't like my marriage fell apart or like I left countries or, like nothing dramatic. Nothing, no, not at all. Um, and maybe the things that I would have perceived as being dramatic before, because they felt so natural, it was like, oh, but this is fine. So if there's any fear for anyone going to healers, um, I would really just encourage them to lean in anyway, because on the other side there's so much beauty and so much ease, really ease.
Thank you. I know that's going to inspire a lot of people. And for you, just finishing off here, we've only got another couple of minutes, but I just wondered, you as a life activation practitioner, sharing the life activation, because I know you're out there and you're doing lots of life activations. How's that been?
I mean, it's the best. It's such an honor to share it with people, and it's like every time someone gets a life activation, the stories that I hear afterward are inspiring, and like they really speak for themselves, right? They really, really speak for themselves. And the life activation's so important. So why would I not go and share it with everyone that I can, Even if and I yeah, I'm in a field where it is sort of like a natural transition, but there are plenty of people who give life activations to their family members and maybe their friends and things. They have a ripple effect, because once you have that light and you have that choice, the ability to choose, really, um, it makes huge shifts beyond what we could ever even know. So, I love doing life activations.
Me too. I'm in that camp too. So I totally get it. I mean, sometimes I think I'm more excited than the person that's coming.
Truly, because they don't know what's happening. They don't. You can't.
It's so funny. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing this today, yeah. And they're like, okay, then, Oh, well, I'm glad
Absolutely,
you get
absolutely. Mm.
glad you get as excited as me. So, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now,
Yeah.
Jackie, people can contact you, can't they? Because you do work kind of a few places, don't
Everywhere.
you? Yes. So people can contact you. You can be in Barcelona, the States, and such like. So if they need to get in touch with you, they can just contact you via your website or email. Which do you prefer?
Yeah, so probably, honestly, I think Instagram is my favorite place to make connections with people first,
Okay.
which is at Santuari Healing. It's Santuari Healing. And yeah, website. I mean, there's tons more information and stuff on the website, but we really kind of get to know each other on Instagram. So
Love it.
yeah, that's the
Love
way.
it. Yeah, I love it. Okay. So you know how to get in touch with Jackie now. And thank you so much for joining us. And I'm definitely going to ask you to come back and tell us a little bit more about your experiences of other paths and classes, because I know we've got lots more to talk about.
Absolutely. I would love that. Thank you, Davina Kate.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.